Welcome to the Inspire and Equip podcast, brought to you by Woodlands Camp, where we want to inspire listeners with stories of God's faithfulness to the lives of our staff and the history of this ministry, and equip them with practical wisdom and tools to grow and live out their faith. We hope you get something out of this episode. Enjoy the show. Can we kick it off?
I'll kick it off.
Okay, cool.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Inspire and Equip podcast. It's me, BP, and my boy, Graham Slam.
Woo! One thing I will say before we get started, I made a mistake today, and I wore these jeans and these shoes with these socks, and so I'm sorry that you can see my legs.
That's so embarrassing.
I know. I was sitting here, and I was like, with my leg up like this, and I was like...
That's why I covered my leg right here. If those of you are listening just to the podcast, you have no idea what we're talking about, but we can actively see...
It's a little bit of my shin.
Basically, Graham's shin. How scandalous of you.
Well, it's like... And these jeans aren't short either. And so I don't know what's going on. I just wore the wrong socks today, and I'm mad at myself about it.
Well, what should you have worn?
Longer socks.
Longer socks?
I'm fine if you see sock, but you can see sock and shin right now, and...
How do you feel about no-show socks?
You.
That's
why do you want to fool people? Why do you want to be like, I'm not wearing socks today?
I want to be able to think, is he going barefoot in those tennis shoes?
I wear socks with my sandals.
There's no shame in that.
Everything I wear socks with it. And so it's like imagining being like, I'll never tell if I'm wearing socks or not. No.
How do you feel about flip-flops?
And socks? No, that's weird. if you gotta jam your toes,
dude, it's the weirdest. As a kid, though, I mean, for me, I think about when I have to go get the groceries out of my mom's car, and you're
finding anything,
whatever shoes.
I'm wearing her flip flops.
I have my mom's flip flop on. It's two different shoes.
I'm tiptoeing.
I'm about to trip trying to go up the stairs.
Because you're making one trip, you're like, oh.
Your circulation's being cut off from your fingertips and your arms are on fire. But you also feel like a boss.
Your calf
afterwards.
muscles are burning. You're like,
you got
oh
a
my
heel
gosh.
on one leg, you got a flip flop on the other. But you feel like a boss afterwards.
Yeah, it's really cool.
Oh, man. Yeah, well, glad you guys are with us. I feel like that's a normal experience.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like everybody who is listening to this actually has some frame of reference, has some framework of what they feel like with that.
It's because we're relatable guys.
We're so relatable.
We're most relatable, probably. That's why we have a podcast.
That's exactly right. It's called Inspire and Equip.
That's why they chose us. And by chose us, I mean, I said, let's start this thing.
By chose us, I said, I think we should do a podcast. So, Graham, speaking of really good communicators and really good relators and all these different things, tell us what we're talking about today.
Wonderful transition. It was seamless.
It's perfect transition.
They didn't even know what we were talking about before. So today, you're actually going to do a lot of talking because we're going to be talking about a recent experience that you got to have. You just recently got back from a mission trip with our next residents, which is awesome, and I cannot wait to hear about it. And so that's what we'll be talking about today. Is kind of just the overview of the mission trip, what y'all did, what that looked like, and how y'all enjoyed it. So kind of to start off, tell us where y'all went and kind of what y'all were doing there.
Yeah, so I'm 3 days back in the States, and we took, like you said, our next residency team. And if you don't know what that is, go check us out online. One of the things that I think this is a major win for our residency program, the fact that we take them overseas.
Absolutely.
And it's essentially paid for.
Yeah.
We have incentive programs that if you meet these 3 out of 6 incentives, you get to go on an overseas mission trip completely free.
Yeah, there's not a lot of residencies that's you get to do a residency and also a mission trip.
And a mission
that
trip.
is scholarship.
That's paid
if you
for.
do your incentive. Yeah.
When I found out it was paid for, I was like, this is crazy work.
Yeah.
It blew my mind. But we went to the Dominican Republic, and we went specifically to Jarabacoa.
I can't say that.
Yes, you can. You got this. Jarabacoa.
Jarabacoa?
Jarabacoa.
Did I say it right?
Yeah, you got it.
Okay,
You got it. It starts with a J, though. It's confusing, but everybody who's...
That would have messed me up.
But you would know. You know. You took Spanish. You took Spanish 1.
Spanish 1, that was it.
That's exactly. You know you don't pronounce the J's.
I know that.
You know. So we went to Jarabacoa, and we were there for a week, and we were partnering with a school that Woodlands has been partnering with for years now, as far as I know, and it's called Doulos, Doulos, and it's a primary school, and they really do an incredible job of having a Christian-based, faith-based education, also with high standards in the schooling system. So one thing, the Dominican Republic, they have schools,
Yeah.
but historically, their public schooling is very, very poor. It's very low quality and it's low income. And so there's these public schools that don't have the greatest quality of education, and then there's these private schools that cost an arm and a leg
Yeah.
to basically get into and to go to. And so it intensifies the distance between the haves and the have-nots, of the people who have money and who are able to get this education, and the have-nots who don't have any money and who are getting a poor education and don't have really they don't have a good foundation for reading, writing, leading, all these different outlets. And so Doulos, really their mission is to provide a faith-based education for people of all demographics. So
Yeah.
what's really cool, sorry, I'm just going to start going.
No, go on.
What's really cool about it is, if I'm not mistaken, it is 53%. So basically 50-50 amount of their students are scholarshiped. Okay, so what do you mean by that? A great question. So they have people who have money that are paying to go to Doulos, but they also connect people who have no money, and we have people who are getting full scholarships
Wow.
that are also getting the same education. So you might have somebody in the lowest of low income areas, and somebody in the streets versus somebody in the suburbs versus somebody in the high rise apartments. Like, think of like New York. Okay, they don't have that necessarily, but from those types of classes, from those types of socioeconomic backgrounds, you have people from all walks of life and all financial states in the same place,
Yeah.
getting the same education, which puts them on a similar playing field. So it's really cool what they're doing there. 2/3 of their teachers are from the Dominican Republic and employed and getting paid to work at this school. And then the other third is from the States. It's missionaries, it's families. I met people from Minnesota, Ohio, people all across the U.S. who are just like, this is a mission that I can get behind, faith-based education and high-quality education.
Wow.
So
That's really cool.
it is so
That
cool, and I
sounds
love that we
awesome.
get to partner with them. And really, the main focus that we had there, it was their Teacher Appreciation Week.
Yeah.
And we weren't like, hey, we're going to go build a house, or we weren't like, we're not going to. It's not like we're going door to door street evangelism, which great things.
Yeah.
Both incredible things, and I think there's mission trips that
Both
do that.
needed. Yeah.
Both important, exactly. Both needed. But really, our goal was to come alongside that school and come alongside the people that are already in the fields doing the work, and just be a breath of fresh air for
Yeah.
them. So all of our next residents were connected with classes and connected with students. So we had people with the high school students. We had people with the pre-K and the kindergartners playing on the playground and going on field trips. We had people in third grade classrooms. I got to be in a third grade classroom for a couple of days, and they were doing physics in
What?
third grade. Like, she was literally teaching them about physics and aerodynamics, and I'm like, my jaw was on the floor in class, because I thought, if somebody would have tried to teach me this in third grade, I was still trying to tie my shoes. I was like, I don't, what is cat? CAT,
Yeah.
cat, BAT, bat.
Yeah.
And so it was just really cool, the quality of education, and it's also the teaching kids 2 different languages. So
Yeah.
like the kids in third grade, I was able to communicate with in English, and they were able to understand and communicate back to me in
That's
English.
crazy.
And then they go home and speak in Spanish.
That's awesome.
It is really, really cool, the emphasis that they put on faith, the emphasis that they put on high-quality education, and even the emphasis they put on movement and how the body and the mind are connected. It's just fascinating. If you haven't looked into Doulos, if you've never even heard of it, check it out. They're in the Dominican Republic in Jarabacoa. Great place, great people, and really love the work that they're doing out there.
Yeah.
So,
That's really cool, man. Even if you were trying to teach me physics right now, I'm out.
these third graders, they'll teach you.
Yeah,
They were teaching me, I'm
They
like-
would teach me.
And they were doing a project, and they started pulling out. They brought egg cartons from home, and they basically broke it down with water and turned it into like a gravel mixture. And I'm like, watching this happen, I'm thinking, how did they knew this?
Yeah.
Like, they knew that they could go home and do this. And I'm like, I don't even know what's going on half the time. They're doing the project for me, and I'm just kind of watching. It's not for me, it's for them. But I'm like supposed to be helping them and supervising
And
them.
you're like,
And I'm like, great work, y'all. Y'all doing great stuff.
you're like writing notes. You're like, all right.
This girl was doing origami foxes and origami hearts in 3rd grade, and I'm like, that's
insane.
yeah. And she just did it on her own. She's like reading the book and boom, 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 boom. And I thought, I tried to make an origami swan, and it looked like a crumpled piece of paper by the end of it. Like,
That's all I can make is just the origami rock.
yeah, I can make a nice rock. So it was
That's
just
cool.
It was just so cool, and getting to take our team of next residents there. A lot of them, it was their first mission trip. And for those of you who are listening, if you've never been overseas, if you've never gotten the opportunity to go on a mission trip specifically overseas, let me just encourage you, like, if you ever get the chance, just take it. I mean,
That's awesome.
have you ever been on one overseas?
I mean, I went to Ecuador, and then I've done 2 in the Bahamas and the one in Ecuador.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you come back, at least for me and most people that I've gone with, you come back with an appreciation for where you live, and you also come back with a better perspective, a better framework, a better understanding of the gospel.
Yeah.
And like, this is a global God who is actively working in a different continent, in a different language, with the same purpose.
Yep.
Like, we went to church on Sunday, and he's reading the Bible in Spanish. And I'm like, he's reading the same book that we read, and he's teaching in a different country entirely.
Yeah.
And it's like, this is a global God. His heart is for every nation, every tribe, every tongue, people, group, and language. Like, this is what it's about. And a lot of our residents got to see that for the very first time.
That's really cool. Yeah, I think, like, when I went to Ecuador, we went on the same trip, just different a year
years.
Apart.
Can you imagine if we would have been on this?
Yeah, I almost went back, and I proposed to my wife that week.
Okay,
that was like
Praise God for that.
Yeah, awesome. Yeah. But
congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
How long has it been?
It's been 2 years since I proposed.
Good for you.
So when I went to Ecuador and I got back, what you were saying was so true. I remember just processing the trip and just thinking about, like, it was really cool to see, one, just the gospel displayed in a different way that I was used to, because it wasn't English and it wasn't a way that necessarily I understood, but I knew what they were talking about. And it was cool just to know the fact that the gospel, like, transcends above language. And, like, as I'm getting to interact with those people in Ecuador, it was like, you see that they're people.
Yep.
Like, we're all the same. Like, we're people, but we have our cultural differences, our language differences. Like, I remember seeing the guys in that tribe just goof around and play together and make jokes about just, like, weird, funny things that we would think is funny, but they do it in their language. I'm like, yo, dudes are just dudes everywhere. That's awesome.
That is exactly what I was about to say. It's like, guys are just guys. Yeah. Like, dudes are dudes, whether you're here in the States or whether you're in Georgia, whether you're in Harbacoa,
whether you're in the jungles of
Ecuador. Like, they're still making fun of each other, kind of picking on each other, like, having the best time and just sitting down, shooting the breeze, and enjoying life.
But there was something beautiful in that of, like, oh, we're people.
We're not that different.
And yes, there's cultural differences and there's language differences. And there are things that are different about us, and those differences are great. But we are people, and we are still loved by God.
Yep.
Like you said, like every tribe, nation, and tongue. Like, we are loved by Him, and that gospel applies to me, to you, to the people in the DR, Ecuador. Like, it doesn't matter. And that was something that I really took away from that trip of, like, we are people and we are loved by God no matter our differences. While
can I
hold
hold that question. one of the things that I said while I was over there, and even before, the Lord had kind of been working in my heart with this phrase, with this thought. It's the gospel has no boundary line. Like, the gospel has no boundaries. It's like when you have boundaries, it's like, hey, you can't cross this area, you can't cross this line, you can't go beyond this point. And the gospel doesn't have that. The gospel is meant for all people everywhere. And the gospel not only has no boundary line on this earth, like within the nations, but it also has no boundary line within our own hearts. It's like the gospel is meant to infiltrate and permeate every part of who we are. And I'm like, it's convicting to me, because I'm like, Lord, what areas in my life have I unintentionally been impacted by my sinfulness that I'm not even aware of? Like, I know there's still sin in my life. Like, I know that. I know there's still areas that the Lord wants to have more of me, or he wants to take more of my flesh and give me more of him.
Yeah.
So it's like, Lord, it's expanding my idea of the gospel has no boundaries in this nation, in the world as a whole, and in my own life. And just like you said, the gospel communicates to all cultures. It's like music. When music's played in any culture, people can pick up on it. People have music in all cultures. People have rhythms and different beats and different tunes and different. And the gospel is the gospel, whether you're in the jungles of Ecuador, whether you're in the streets of Jarabacoa, or whether you're in Cleveland, Georgia at Woodlands Camp.
Yeah.
And we're all at the same mission.
Yeah.
Oh,
No, and it's really cool that, like, the gospel, like you said, is for everyone. Like, there's no, like, limit of who you are, where you live, how much money you have, or anything like that. Like, the thought that comes to mind is, if there was a specific people that it, like, applied to, like, Jesus wouldn't associated with the people that he associated with. Like, he would not have chosen the people to be his disciples who were tax collectors and fishermen. God would not have chosen Mary to be the mother of Jesus if it did apply, like, only apply to certain people. And so I think that that's what's really cool about it, and something that we can see in the mission trips that we've gotten to go on, and even the trip that you just got to go on.
Yep. The Lord is not exclusive in terms of who he invites.
Yes.
The invitation is for all people.
Yep.
It's like, hey, anyone who would come after me must do these things, must deny himself, take up his cross daily, and follow me. It's who? Anyone.
Yeah.
Anyone. This is available to, this is intended for all people. I like to say he's inclusive in his invitation, but he's exclusive in his way of salvation.
Yeah.
So like, he's like, hey, this is for the people, but I am the way.
Yeah.
And so it's both inclusivity and exclusivity. Inclusivity in terms of who he invites, literally from the poor to the palace. Like, it doesn't matter where you're at on the socioeconomic timeline or the caste system or whatever type of, like, doesn't matter where you're at or where you come from. The Lord is not concerned with the man. I think it's 1 Samuel 16. It says, man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart. It's like the Lord is not looking at, oh man, your skin is showing on these jeans. It's like, no, it's like he doesn't care if you have holes in your jeans, doesn't care whether you're wearing just like jungle clothes or whether you're wearing a business suit. He wants your heart.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, it was the best time. And you know I love mission trips.
Yeah, I do. What was like maybe something that y'all did, like a project or something, or like your favorite part of the trip that y'all got to do?
My favorite part personally, they had a mural up in one of their in their library, and they were trying to extend it to like where, like, kind of like a cutoff point, and I got to paint it.
That's cool.
Which was really cool. This is more like a personal thing for me rather than like for the team or anything like that. But my mom's an art teacher, and my dad used to own his own painting company, his own painting business. And so I felt like I was a kid with my dad painting and like in my mom's art room class at the same time. And so that was just like a cool moment for me. I think the most impactful for me was a couple days in the mission trip. I started off, just a moment of vulnerability. I started off the trip loving life. I texted back home and I was like, things feel oddly familiar. I feel like I'm in my element, in my space,
Yeah.
leading a team, overseas missions. Like, that's what I wanted to do, kind of.
Yeah.
Like, that was kind of my plan before I started working at NGU, then working here. And so I'm like, this is it. Next day and 2 days after that, it was like, I am gassed. I am wiped spiritually. I'm wiped physically. I'm just exhausted. I'm discouraged. I'm frustrated. I'm impatient. I'm all these things. And I'm like, Lord, I have nothing to offer today. Like, I can't do anything. I just felt really like low in all aspects. And the Lord reminded me that in the temple, people would come to buy a spotless lamb for a sacrifice. But if they didn't have money for a spotless lamb, they could also sacrifice doves. It was for a poorer class,
Yeah.
but still different items to sacrifice, but the same sacrifice is the same. It was basically the same thing. And I'm like, Lord, you are not concerned with the size of my sacrifice, the depth of my repertoire of energy that I can pull from, or these teachings. Like, there's an old hymn that's little is much when God is in it. And I'm like, Lord, you can take the little meager offering of the loaves and fishes that I have and multiply it for the masses. And that was probably the most impactful part for me. But it was really, we just got to come alongside the teachers and hang out with the kids. And it was absolutely incredible. Yeah.
That's awesome.
So I would say, for those who haven't been on a mission trip, like, you need to get involved in a local church, and then you need to go find the missions pastor, missions program, missions whatever, and you need to get overseas.
Yeah. And also, like, I mean, like we talked about at the beginning, is this residency is a great opportunity for 18 to 25-year-olds of, if you have a gap year and you have something that you feel like the Lord's calling you to do, like, we'd love to see an application of that, because we have the opportunities for you to go on mission trips and serve here. And it's just a great opportunity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you're a college student needing a gap year, come check out the next residency.
Absolutely.
If you're not and you are just now hearing about missions, go find a church, go get plugged in, go overseas and get a view of this global God. Absolutely change your perspective on things. Man, I could talk about this for hours, literally. We probably need to do another episode on missions. But thanks for just letting me talk about my mission trip.
Thank you for talking about it.
Absolutely. Hey, love you guys, and we'll see y'all next